I'm like at my wit's end. Behaviors have become so outrageous, and the rudeness from students is so unreal that like I'm just so drained and I don't know how much longer I can do this job. And I love my job and I love my kids. It's just I feel as though parents aren't parenting at home anymore and we can't do it all in the classroom. It's impossible. We can't teach. Everything's getting in the way. You normally had, maybe one or two children who had those behavior difficulties, but now it's 90% of the class. And then if you only have a handful of role models, it's just not going to work. And these kids aren't being held accountable. And this is why we're losing teachers. Because I'm on year 7 and I'm burnt out. This year is my most challenging yet, and I don't know how much longer I can do it.
The lack of accountability is at an all-time high, and it keeps getting worse and worse every single month. I had a student today basically asked me, like, why do I do too much? Like, why do I always get him in trouble? Why do I always get people in trouble? Why do I always make things a big deal? So then my question following up after his question was, what do you mean? And he said, he had told me about this one incident in my class where he was talking back. He talked back twice and he showed slight defiance. And I had him leave my classroom. I had a conversation with him. And then I sent him on his way because class was over at that point. And he also sat out for the rest of the lesson. So then he was like, why do you make things so much bigger than what they have to be? Like, you didn't have to do all that. So then I say, what caused me to act like that? What caused me to respond like that? And he was like, it was my behavior, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I said, you were being defiant and you were being disrespectful. And I said, and again, you don't get to determine what's a big deal and what's not a big deal in my classroom. Again, the audacity of these children to be asking me these type of questions. Why you make things such a big deal? You ain't got to do all that. Who are you to say something like that to me? I'm your teacher. Funny thing is, I even told him, I said, I could have really went to 100 with it. I could have called your parents. I could have made you miss recess. I could have really went there. I could have notified the principal. We could have got you in school. Like, it really could have went there, right? But because I'm chill, because I'm calm, all I did was have you sit out and have a conversation with you at the end of class saying, you need to watch your mouth. You need to be more respectful when you're speaking to me. But that's me doing too much. Yeah, I know I teach little kids, but like the lack of accountability is alarming, and it's really starting to get to the point where it's starting to frustrate me. And I know I've made these videos before. I know I've talked about accountability before, but it's like some of these kids, like, they would go into a forest and kick a bear awake, and then once the bear attacks them, they're like, oh, you need to put the bear in the zoo, or you need to put the bear to death because the bear attacked me. No, you kept poking the bear. You poked the bear, and then you got the claws. And I'm not even saying that I'm necessarily the one with the claws. Like, I don't even have claws. Like, all I did was just have a conversation with you and told you that you had to sit out for the rest of class. But even that tiny of a consequence is too much for you. It's because at home, you get to do whatever you want. Like, that's the issue. The issue is a lot of these parents don't hold their kids accountable in any sort of way. So when the kids get even the tiniest bit of a consequence, they lash out, they get disrespectful, they get defensive. And it's like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of it at this point. I'm sick and tired of it. This is why people are leaving the education field. People are leaving education because parents are not holding their kids accountable. And when we hold those children accountable within the school building, we get questioned and we get disrespected by multiple parties. And then again, it's like, okay, well, Sensei, you teach little kids. Like, yes, I teach little kids, but like, it starts young. So when these kids turn 30, 40, 50, Lord have mercy, I don't even want to be here in this country when they get to that age, because it's going to be at a whole nother level. And then they're going to raise their kids like that. And then their kids are going to raise their kids like that. Like, this is generational. Like, this is what it's got to be. This is what it's about to be. I know this is a rant, I know, but I'm just tired of the lack of accountability, and I'm tired of being gaslit as if I'm the problem for having standards and expectations in my classroom. I'm over it.
Random teacher rant. Now, this one might make some people upset or even make some people uncomfortable, but I don't care at this point. We all have to do better. Parents, principals, teachers, everybody needs to do better. The disrespect level of some of these kids, students, is out of control. Honestly, if you heard some of the things that some of these students say to adults, I don't think some of y'all would believe it. Maybe some of you would. You got teachers that quit in the middle of the year. You have students making teachers cry. You have students that are actually getting adults to change careers careers that they went to college for, got a degree, hard-earned money and time that they can never get back, and quitting. It's really sad. And the fact that so many people are like, oh, you teachers are dramatic. You already complain about not being paid, this, and this. Like, I don't think they really understand that we have sort of a crisis on our hands. There aren't going to be a lot of teachers left. Did you hear that? There are not going to be a lot of teachers left. I personally know at least 6 teachers that have quit. I mean, quit. Some in the middle of the year and just be like, I'm through, I'm done. And it's not because they're not good teachers. It's not because they don't care. It's not because the job is all of a sudden too difficult. I'm talking about the job that they actually signed up for. It's that some of these kids are just out of control, and the level of disrespect, no consequences, no accountability, except for the teacher. They just get burnt out and they quit. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how we fix it, but I know we got to do something quick. Or the education field, teachers are going to slowly start going extinct.
So I'm a teacher through May 22nd, and then after that, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I am not going to sugarcoat it, okay? There's all these people on Teacher Talk that are like trying to be all sweet and cutesy about how this shit sucks ass. I'm sorry. Like, if you enjoy this shit, I don't know who the hell enjoys this. Like, being a teacher is not fun. Kids are fucking assholes. They're assholes. If you don't try to hold them accountable for at least something, even the ones that you think are good are still little assholes. The minute that you let up, they're little fucking assholes. And they're unappreciative. They're addicted to technology. They don't really have any deep thoughts. Everything with kids is very surface level. It's just like, it's all way too like simple for me. So at least I did this for a year and a half, and I realized that it's not for me. Like, today I was standing up there teaching. Literally only 3 or 4 of them were paying attention. I think that I'm a decent teacher at math, but like with the way that these kids are, I can't really do many fun activities, or it just turns into complete fucking chaos. So I just have to do what I can to control the class. Like, there's no happy fun time in my class. Like, I don't give a flying fuck. Like, you're not gonna stress me out today, so you can have a fun little activity to appease you and all of your fucking little bullshit. Y'all, I have no empathy for the kids anymore. They have sucked it out of me. So, and I'm just venting right now, but they deserve someone better. They deserve someone better than me, because like, I've done all I can do. I can't fix this shitty situation. Like, public education is going down the shitter. It really is. Like, public education is fucking ruined. I don't even give a shit anymore. There's only 6 weeks left. I can't stand this shit. Like, I thought I used to care, but I'm just like, I don't. At all anymore. I don't care. It's the same kids that will always do work, and it's the same kids that will always not. It's the same kids that will always give you bad behavior, even when you're implementing all the consequences and the procedures. And then on top of that, the admin doesn't back you up. Like you send them to SSO. Get this, SSO is the Student Success Office. They have to call the Behavioral Discipline Office the Student Success Office. So they get sent to the Student Success Office. These schools are just mini detention centers. Literally, y'all, like, we are just cultivating the entrance to being a delinquent. I mean, that's just how the system is set up. It's just how it's set up. And I want the fuck out of this shit. It is absolutely horrendous what is happening in public education in our country. And honestly, if public education explodes and burns to the ground, we need some kind of a revolution to happen. Something is happening in our society. Something is about to break. Something is about to give. And public education is technically supposed to be the foundation of our society, and that is crumbling. And I think the wrong people are having children.
all of my courses are set up is they are writing intensive. I assign a lot of essays, research papers, discussion questions, because I really want my students to be able to critically think through, talk through, examine, and engage with the material. But there's no secret that my students have started to use AI for everything. And I'm not one of those professors that frown upon it. I actually have a list in all of my syllabi of ethical and unethical ways to use AI for your assignments. But it's getting out of hand now. It's getting to the point. Y'all know how professors ask you to respond to a discussion prompt and then respond to 2 students? They're starting to use AI to respond to the 2 students. I can't make this up. So I had the bright idea. I had the bright idea today to give my students an in-person assignment, because I just said I really want to see where they are in their ability to critically think through and engage with this material. And nobody told me. Nobody told me that they can't write anymore. And I'm not talking about not being able to write, like articulate your ideas on paper. I'm talking about penmanship. And I can't read this. I can't read this. I can't read this. At what point did we stop giving them the worksheets that taught them how to write the uppercase and then the lowercase letter over and over? At what point did we remove the disciplinary action of writing "I will not talk" 100 times until our fingers taught our mouths how to shut up? Because there's a gap somewhere. Y'all know how our teachers used to say that this looks like chicken scratch? This what I'm looking at right here is what I would imagine a chicken picking up a pen and write. This is what it would look like. I get it now. I can't read this. We've got to do
this
something.
message is for the parents who don't know what's going on in the classroom as it relates to kids not being able to interact with what their teachers are trying to engage them with. There is this thing that teachers are talking about that has to do with, let me just give you an example. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the classroom and I say, all right, guys, students, scholars, whatever it is the teacher calls your kids, take out your yellow notebooks, turn to page 14, and the kids just stare. Like they don't even move. Some of them don't even move. Some of them start moving around. It's like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something because she's still staring at me, but I don't know. And then they raise their hand and say, do you want us to take out our notebooks? That's a real question. Yes. Okay. So then some of the other students start taking out their notebooks while the others are still just staring. And then when they take out their notebooks, someone else says, what page? What page do you want us to turn to? Okay. Turn to page 17. So then some of them start taking out their notebooks and turning pages. By now, some of the ones who are still staring are now like trying to reach in to take their notebooks out and still looking around like, I don't know. I see other people doing stuff on their desk, so I'm going to do it too. And instructional time is lost just in a simple directive. Just a simple directive. Because it's taking you 3 to 5 minutes to get everybody on the same page. Just to open their books. That's if you decide that you want to wait for them. You could just leave them and just let them struggle. That's on the teacher. Anyway, this is my theory. I really do think that since COVID, and this is information that's out there. A lot of teachers have reported this kind of behavior. My personal theory is that with the increased exposure to social media, digital entertainment, I think kids are just so used to consuming, they don't recognize when action is required on their parts. They're used to somebody looking directly at them and saying something like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm just going to get into blah, blah, blah. That's what they're used to. So it's like, hey guys, they're talking to an audience. They're not really talking to me. I'm just a consumer. I'm just watching. So it's not like when the YouTuber or whoever it is says, or the TikToker says, hey guys, welcome back. Or they just get on and they start talking. The kid is getting like a one-to-one direct eye contact from the person who's talking to them, but the kid also is not getting any kind of responsibility for engaging, because the person is not, when the person says, hey, welcome back to my channel, it's not like the kid is going to be like, hey girl, I'm back, what's going on? No, the kid knows that they're not going to say anything back when that person says, welcome back to my channel. And then they go into all of this information that they want to share, or the story, or whatever. And so I think kids are used to engaging without engaging, with no responsibility at all. So when the teacher says, all right, guys, take out your workbooks, I think the brain is like, okay, I'm just watching another TikTok. They're talking to an audience, because the kid is in the classroom filled with other kids. So there is an audience here. There's no action required on my part. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for the next thing that she's about to say. So even though my teacher said, take out your workbooks, they're about to go into something else that doesn't require me to do anything.